Oh, hey, Shidosha. Good to see ya. I can't help but notice there was no 88 last week. What happened, bro? Now, before anybody freaks out, listen. I can only do Ask Dosh anythings if you ask Dosh something. Problem is, last week, I didn't have that many questions. I mean, I only got 5, and out of those 5, 3 of them were from one person. So, I decided to hold on to those questions and ask them in another week. Well, that and I went to this party. But that's besides the point. Anyway, I'm back. My name is Shidosha the Fly Guy. My hair is nappy and we got questions. Let's get to them. What's your opinion about the death penalty? Ouch. I know Texas still does it, if I recall, right? I'm one of those kind of people where I do believe that some people deserve to die. I mean, like, you know, the people from ISIS that are doing the whole terrorist attack thing. And, you know, people who really just can't get a grasp of life and must destroy everything all the time, like, they gotta go. They gotta go. But even with that said, I don't feel like we really have that kind of control. I don't feel like it's fair for us to make those decisions like that. You still do it, and I'm glad at this point it's only one really state that does it, and not a whole bunch like it used to be. So that kind of gives us some leeway to play around. But, I mean, we're talking about the death penalty here. It's a weird way to open up and ask Dosh anything. Where can I find a picture of you with Daffy Duck? I'm at 16. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. What is your most memorable movie? Again, my most memorable movie is my most favorite movie, and that would be Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. I just like the way it played off on hood movies. But actually, I will make an honorable mention to The Last Starfighter. That was a great movie. My father had put me onto that, well, obviously, because that movie came out in like the 70s. Wasn't born then. But it had a great message. It's a sci-fi movie based on like a video game, based on following your dreams, based on a black guy. And this is the part that made my father love it so much. Based on this black guy who gives you all this advice. And, you know, me being black and, you know, my dad growing up in a time where there weren't that many black role models. Having somebody like that in a movie play such a major role in this kid becoming somebody was a big deal. So I guess that would have to be my most memorable. I have to take back the Don't Be a Menace thing. What is your biggest pet peeve? Now, before anybody says anything, I don't have a foot fetish. Shut up. I can't stand... Well, there's a few things I can't stand. One, I can't stand messed up feet. I just can't. But we've talked about that already. We're gonna go somewhere else with that. Next thing is, you know, when I'm out in public, I'm hanging out with my friends, and we go out to eat, I can't stand when people chew with their mouth open, you know, like, nyong, 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 nyong. I have gum in my mouth, by the way. But you get the point. Like, I can't stand when people chew in my ear. It's nasty. That's nasty. It's gross. I don't want to hear that. Close your mouth. I also really, really hate it. I should bring this up since, you know, I play Xbox Live. I got the Astro 850s on, get my game on, all that stuff. I can't stand when people burp in my ear. Do not ever. I will boot you out of my games, out of my chat. I will block you. Do not burp in my ear. I will kill you. I will massacre you. Twitch TV was just acquired by Amazon. What are your thoughts on this? Yes. Let me tell you why I feel like this is a good thing. And this is a good thing, at least in my opinion. As a Twitch streamer, as a Twitch partner, I should say, not just a Twitch streamer, the CPM for ads, they go up because, you know, Amazon has a lot more ads available and a lot more revenue coming in. So they're willing to do more, and they're making the ad companies pay more in order to use their services. So what that means, and I've seen this, especially in the summertime, is that the ad revenue is bumped up. I made a little more money than I did the last few years I've been streaming, and that was all because of Amazon's acquisition. I gotta say, Amazon is really helping out. Not to mention, since we're talking about Amazon, I mean, Amazon just bought out a few gaming companies. Most recently, I mean, a while back they bought out Double Helix. Those are the guys that made Killer Instinct. They bought them out, and as of recently, they acquired more places. I don't remember which ones. I'll have to look that back up. I talked about that on the podcast, if I recall. Either way, it's great news. Great news. It's good to see that Amazon is getting into the gaming world, and it would be even better to see how they integrate, you know, their incentive programs, which is coming. I know it's coming because that's just up Amazon's alley. So be on the lookout for that. I know I will be, because that means more money and more opportunities to give back to you guys. Giancarlos, welcome back. Have you ever had Hispanic food like Dominican food? Actually, one of the favorite things I used to do is, see, I live in Connecticut, right by Hartford, and there's two sides of town. There's the North End, where there's mostly black people, and then there's the South End, which is mostly Hispanic. I lived on the North End, but the food on the South End was so good. There was actually this one marketplace. It was like, it had everything. And there was this one spot where it had, like, Dominican food. And that was actually the first time I ever had plátanos. So, it's funny, because I thought it was bananas. I'm not even gonna lie, I thought it was bananas. And, then it became a thing because, like, I found out that most of my friends aren't even black, they're Dominican. So, we always end up talking about plátanos somehow. I guess that's a Dominican thing. I'm not too sure, but it's funny to me. Because I'm black, I'm not Hispanic. But, I mean, had it not been for plátanos, I probably wouldn't have kept most of my Dominican friends. Yeah. Serious question time. I have a serious question. Have you found a girl that will let you act out your foot fetish? It was week number 9? And I still gotta say the words, I don't have foot fetish. Next question. What does it mean if you try to talk to a girl and she doesn't answer you or takes forever every single time? Hell, if I know, women don't make sense to me. Alright, okay, girls are gonna get mad because I said that, but let's be real, ladies. Y'all don't make any sense. You do this stuff all the time. You take forever to get back to somebody because you say you don't want to seem needy. Like, man, I got stuff to do. Just hit me back. Because if I'm forget about you, if you take too long, right? And then ladies will do some dumb stuff like they'll make a decision and they'll change their mind. I just answered a question recently on the Game Lounge podcast where a kid said this girl was telling all her friends that she wanted him to kiss her. And every time he goes to kiss her, she turns her head away, she acts shy. It's like, yo, make up your mind. You're sending mixed signals. This always happens. Fellas, this is what we gotta go through, man. Ladies do this to us, and it doesn't make sense. I couldn't tell you what's going on if I wanted to, because I'm still going through it. Hey, Fly Guy, how are you able to get over your shyness? I hate how quiet I am around other people, even my friends. I may have something funny or useful to say, but for some reason or another, just can't get it out. Any advice? The best advice you're gonna get from anybody is to be comfortable in your own skin. A lot of people rephrase that differently. They'll just say, like, pretend you're talking to your best friend, or pretend you're talking to your parents. But chances are, I mean, you just said that you are talking to your friends and you don't really chime in that much. Maybe that's where you're comfortable. But either way, when I say stuff and I do things, first off, I'm well aware of how crazy I am. I have a friend who tells the worst, the corniest jokes. He is a cornball. And that's his best attribute. And he knows that. Like, he knows his jokes suck. Actually, there's two people like that. The other one, he knows his jokes suck. And I tell him that he's cheating. And he shouldn't be telling those type of jokes. It's not fair, but it's funny. And it's not supposed to be funny. Whatever. Anyway, point being, he's comfortable in his own skin. So when he gets around people and he doesn't talk much, he still knows how to use his abilities and his personality to make people laugh, to make himself a part of the clique, to make himself, you know, entertaining and one of us. It's easy. Well, it seems easy on the surface, but again, it really comes down to who you are and can you come to terms and accept who you are. I know it sounds like a lot. I know it sounds kind of philosophical, one of those spiritual things, but it's not that big a deal. Real talk, you just got to be comfortable with who you are. You might be a cornball, be that cornball. If that's what makes you cool or that's what makes you you, think about what made you go to those circle of friends, drew you to those circle of friends. Like, that's the important part. So keep that in mind when you talk to these people. They want to hear what you want to say, because if they didn't, they wouldn't have been your friends. Well, your real friends. T. Brawl. I feel bad because I always answer your questions on my videos. I just love them. Anyway, do you wear a wristwatch? I said wristwatch today. Damn. And do you plan to get a smartwatch someday? For example, Apple Watch, Gear S, Sony smartwatch, etc. Okay, so as a person who goes around and does a lot of industry, media-related stuff, I will admit to one thing. I went to San Diego Comic-Con and I saw one of my homies who does have this Samsung Pass. I'm not going to get into it because it's supposed to be super secret. But what it does is that anytime a new Samsung product comes out, he gets it. Period. For free. No obligations except to review it. He gets it. He gets to keep it. And he had this watch. And it was amazing looking. It was just sexy. Only problem with it is that it's an Android watch. And I do use Apple products. I just like the iOS. Either way, I don't really like the overall design, and I definitely hate the price tag of the Apple watches, but That's not to say that at some point in time I wouldn't get one of those watches for my phone if it's compatible, like a third-party one. I probably would do that. I'm not too sure yet. Again, watches, I like them. They're not bad, but for the most part, I don't mind taking my phone out of my pocket. It's not a big deal. The less accessories I have, the better, but I do like to look stylish, so if there's a stylish alternative, you know, I gotta rock the fly guy thing, right? What crazy things do you dream of trying someday? Shoot. Well, I'm spontaneous, so I guess I'm willing to try anything but drugs. See, this is a hard question for me personally to answer because I'm spontaneous. I don't have a set thing in particular that I want to try, but I'm sure if I went and buy something and I saw it and I was like, wow, that's crazy, I would dive into it. That's just the way that I am. So, I don't know. Again, it's one of those questions that I just gotta kind of leave open-ended because, I mean, anything can change at any time. I guess right now, nope, I can't even think of anything at this moment that I want to try. It's crazy. Alright guys, that is all the questions for the day. I'm happy that we got some this week. Sorry about last week. Again, thank you guys for asking me questions and bringing those to me. I did read the answer from the question I asked you guys 2 weeks ago. And let me tell you, some of them answers is a little bit crazy. Yeah, I'd be embarrassed too. But either way, thank you guys for answering that for me. I really appreciate it. And with that said, I got another question for you guys. What is the most fun you've had in your life so far? What did you do? What was the event? Tell me about it real fast. I'd love to know that. And guys, keep in mind, it's October, so if you follow me on my live stream, twitch.tv/Shidosha, starting horror games. Anyway, I'm done talking. I got some links for you guys to, for that party I showed you just a second ago. And also, don't forget, Game Lounge, it's out, not just on YouTube, but on iTunes. Check the description below for those links. And if you have a question, or there's a question you want to answer yourself, the comment section's got you covered also. Ask.fm/Shidosha. And with that said, I'm out of here because my hair is way too nappy to be on camera.